Hey guys, welcome back to Trusted Technology. Today we'll talk about why small-scale nuclear reactors are the future of energy. Let's head into it. The case for nuclear. Nuclear reactors generate virtually emission-free power, which means they can play a crucial role in global efforts to lower emissions and reach the Paris climate goals. The global power sector accounts for approximately one-third of global emissions, with the burning of fossil fuels still in the dominant source. The role of renewable energy generation, amid dramatic fall in costs, has risen exponentially in recent years, but the inability of solar and wind to deliver reliable baseload generation has meant that many countries still rely on fossil fuels to fulfill that role. Yet the pressure is on the governments around the world to replace fossil fuel power generation. The provision of affordable and clean energy is one of 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and at least 80% of the world's electricity must be low carbon by 2050, by which point the world's energy consumption is expected to have more than doubled. To have a realistic chance of keeping warming within 2 degrees Celsius of pre-industrial levels, nuclear plants have a small environmental footprint and keep the air clean. They require only a small amount of fuel compared to gas or coal, and take up a fraction of the space required for wind and solar farms. Currently, the roughly 400 nuclear power reactors that operate in some 30 countries around the globe provide about 10% of the world's power supply. The majority of the installed capacity is in Western countries, but a significant shift to developing nations, predominantly in Asia, is forecast over the next 2 decades. There is currently uncertainty about plans for replacement or life extensions in dominant producers France, Japan, and the US. What exactly is an SMR? SMRs are broadly defined as nuclear reactors that produce less than 300 MWe, compared to more than 1600 MWe that modern nuclear power plants can produce. The attraction of building smaller plants, based on a set design framework, is clear. Plants can be built quickly and to a proven standard. Additional plants can be added as more power is required, and economies of scale can be achieved as more numbers are produced. The capital outlay also becomes more manageable for smaller utilities, whereas at the moment only the biggest players can shoulder the initial capital outlay burden and risks associated with some developments. The smaller size and diversity of reactors can also mean they can be built in locations not traditionally suitable for nuclear power plants, and importantly close to power-intensive industries or remote communities. This allows them to cover areas of the world that rival power solutions can't reach, with the potential to replace highly inefficient and polluting power sources, such as diesel generators. SMRs can also be deployed on the sites of retiring coal plants, making the new small nuclear plants more locally acceptable by providing employment. Taking advantage of existing infrastructure, including electrical switchyards and coal plant turbines, can reduce SMR construction costs and avoid the need of adding new transmission lines from the sites. Political support is widespread. Governments have been quick to see the potential after years of setbacks in the UK in developing the next generation of large nuclear power plants. Prime Minister Johnson has promised funding and political support to develop the next generation of small and advanced reactors as part of his government's 10-point plan for a green industrial revolution. In the US, President Biden has set goals of achieving 100% carbon-free electricity production by 2035 and reducing net CO2 emissions to zero by no later than 2050. Biden's energy platform specifically cites advanced nuclear as part of critical green energy technologies, and his administration also plans to create an advanced research projects agency for climate that will have a specific focus on modular reactors. During April's US-led climate summit, Biden pledged to cut the country's emissions to half of 2005 levels by 2030. In a world where almost every investment decision will now be measured against its climate impact and whether it's compatible with the Paris climate goals, the SMR offers a solution without many of the drawbacks that have hobbled its larger predecessors. Yet, as with all new technologies, there are challenges to overcome, and as is always the case with nuclear power, these can be costly and protracted. These champions of the SMR will have to work with all stakeholders, from governments and investors to the wider public, to ensure its potential can be fully unlocked. What do you think about small modular reactors? Let us know in the comment section. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.